Hello, hello! Today we're gonna go to the largest Marriott in the world, shall we? There is something every person has to have if they want to live to make a difference in this world. It's summed up in one word: audacity. Audacity means boldness, fearlessness, bravery, courage, daring, and the willingness to take bold risks. This trip that we took to Orlando, Florida, is the fulfillment of one of my audacious goals for this year. When I first learned about picking one word for the year to focus on, it was already a few months past New Year's Day in 2018. But I chose the word invest for the rest of last year, and that's exactly what we did. We invested our time and resources in family and friends, in our kids, in personal development, in real estate, and in the Lord's kingdom. Our return on investment has really been encouraging, and we know that on some of them the return will be much more in the future. As 2019 approached, I started thinking of what God wanted me to focus on, and words like intentionality, growth, joy, and others came up, but nothing really felt quite right within. On January 2nd, around 2 or 3 in the morning, I was kind of awake, but not really, when I heard the word audacity in my heart. Or was it in my head? I don't know. One thing's for sure, it was a word I wouldn't think of, nor I usually use in my vocabulary. I had a vague idea of what it meant, but not really to put it in my context. I lay there for a few minutes wondering what it meant, and then rolled over to reach for my phone to discover this. Audacity. It means the willingness to take bold risks. Risk-taking has never been my cup of tea until recently. But one thing has become clear: life is full of risks, and missing the opportunity to take at least some that align with your purpose could lead to a lot of regret in the end. Getting out of my comfort zone to be and do what God has called me to do requires risk-taking and preparation. And that's exactly what this trip was about. Meeting new people from 160 different countries, giving a 5-minute speech on my personal story, facilitating a mastermind group, getting to be side by side with the world's best leadership expert, and getting mentored by people who are running 7-figure businesses. Everything seemed so completely out of my regular grind of life, but I knew I had to do it and put myself in conducive environments. Stepping out in faith to do what God has called you to do requires audacity. Sometimes the only limitations we have are the ones we put on ourselves. We find it easy to trust God for certain things, but for certain other things we just don't seem to have enough faith. What audacious dreams or goals do you have? If I were to ask you to write down one dream you want to see accomplished, without really having any inhibitions, without really holding back anything, what would you write? We didn't choose how our story started, where we were born, the environment where we were raised in. We didn't even get to choose our own name. We didn't get to choose the beginning of our story, but we have everything to do with how our story ends. For it to end victoriously, you need audacity. Believing God for impossibilities requires audacity. It requires nerve, fearlessness, courage, which to be honest I didn't have for a long time. Neither did I care to live in that awareness. Maybe that's why the Lord brought this word to my mind at the beginning of this year. Coming back home after the conference and with new awareness and renewed vision was just what I needed to audaciously go after what the Lord has for me. Before the flight landed back home, the glimpse of the Silicon Valley from up here gave me a new perspective. This land is filled with opportunity. There is absolutely no reason to hide behind the excuse of not having enough opportunities. The only thing that is needed is audacity to walk into those opportunities. I want to encourage you to get to a place in your life where people actually ask you. You even have the audacity to believe that will happen, and you say, yes, that's exactly what I'm believing God for. Wouldn't that be so great to arrive at such a place? Remember, if you are unafraid, you will become undefeated. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.